Good evening, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Yeah, this is quite a tough video to say the least. I've been putting off this video on and off for a few days now. I did promise it was gonna be up, and then I said it again on Facebook. It's gonna be up, and yeah, it's been like, yeah, I'll put it up and put it up, and I've re-recorded this time and time again, and I've just not been happy with the final product. But hopefully, this is finally up now. I believe, yeah, it's Sunday the 23rd of February, and finally, hopefully, this video is finally going up. Start off with, yeah, I look like a complete mess. Like, I've let the beard go, my hair's over the place, but that ain't really the important thing. This video is regarding I think it was my last or my previous Instagram post before that, regarding where I said I was lucky. Some would be surprised how I'm somehow lucky to be alive, and I'm. I don't know. I don't have a word for it. It ain't exactly depressed, angry, sad. There isn't exactly a word for it. It's. I don't know. But we'll see as we go along. So, this is a plea, I guess, in a way, to mental health in general, like mental health teams, NHS, whatever. Spread it across to anybody you can, because I don't know. So, as some of you may or may not know, I was seeing someone for a couple of months late last year. Was going well at first. Thing was looking good. I was quite happy. Both of us were happy and everything like that. And then the individual ended up doing what I would call somewhat silly things. Some of these silly things meaning, like, I don't know, we're talking like self-harming with knives and cutting their stomach open, or pins. We're talking about at 4 o'clock in the morning, from after being seen at the hospital about us work, then wanting to go to a multi-story car park and then try and jump off it, as well as get me to jump off with her, like push me along with it. And this was during like cold rain weather, as well as she's also tried going out to sea and drowning herself, lost her clothes. She's been literally minutes away from losing her life several hundred times, even through lifeguard, and also she's been at bridges as well and threatened to jump off them as well. And it's just devastating, to say the least. It's been going on for months, and the constant calling the police, oh, she's gone missing again, or she ain't here, or whatever. It's just drawn me and a lot of her family instantly. It's just not fair. Like, her mental health team, well, I'll go to that now. Her mental health team are meant to be supporting her. I'm not going to slash out who her mental health team is or anything like that, so then they get backlash on social media. I'm not here to do that. I'm here just to say mental health in general needs more awareness, if anything. So this should be a mental health awareness, if anything, this video. The thing is, she had the mental health team, and I say had because she was speaking to them, and after, when she'd done something silly, she was then instructed to speak to them straight afterwards, or they would come and see her at the hospital, or they'll speak to her over the phone. And that was somewhat okay, although it carried on until her mental health team told her, when I think her family and I have tried really hard and eventually got a hospital assessment for her to try and maybe get a temporary stay, to get herself sorted. When my partner had told her mental health team about this, they was like, "Oh, that's not good, is it? That's not really helpful." And ever since then, it's been a whole every day, every night worrying about her. It's not been a case once every, I don't know, other week or so. That's bad as it is, but now every day, every night, it's constant worrying. And it's not fair because none of us can be there 24/7. And it got to the point where now, well, I'll go to present time ish now, where it came to about a few months ago, where she claims that she was near the cliffs of the beach near here, and then she said could someone call for help because she's hurt her stomach and she's got a bit of rope around her neck and she can barely breathe. So I did called the police and ambulance crew. They went to the beach, couldn't find her, but they found her at a flat. And then all I knew, there was a police officer talking to her at a flat, and that was it. I didn't hear any more of it. Since then, I barely hear from her, but barely been in touch. Valentine's came around, even though we've been on and off. She was like wanting to do something for the day, so I briefly went round down Valentine's Day. There was no answer to the door or anything. And then I stayed there for about half an hour waiting to see if she answered the door or see if she turns up at the door like she pops into the shop or something. But no answer, and I gave in and went home because it was cold and it was miserable, and I was just recovering from an illness as well at the time. I then got home, and then about 9 o'clock, she got her family to call me up, wondering, well, where are you? Where are you? And I'm like, I've been around already. You weren't there. And she's like, oh, I must have fallen asleep then. Well, that's not a problem, but in reality, I can tell she wasn't. It's not because she's fallen asleep. She wasn't there. And then she then told her, she came off the phone, and I spoke to her phone for a bit, and then she told her phone, well, she's gonna go to Tesco's and McDonald's, and then go home. And then I said, all right, and I saw her off. As soon as she went, I said to the phone, both of her family and I said at the same time, something's gonna happen tonight. It's unlike her to go to Tesco's and McDonald's in one room. That's not really normally like of her. So we just said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So what happened was, I don't know if she ended up going to Tesco's or McDonald's or both of them, or either one of them or both or not. All I know is that there was a situation over near the area, and the police had to be called, and I believe that she was taken back to her flat, and then I don't know what happened then because private confidential. She's over 18, even though she's mentally not up there. They can't tell me anything because it's all private confidential, which is, in a way, I can understand, but at the same time, there's got to be some sort of leeway rule for someone. It's not right up in the head, and especially if you're next to kin, like for myself or her family, to at least know what's going on. But we didn't. We don't know what was going on. Anyway, that happened, and then I think it was the day afterwards, or the night afterwards. No, it was that same night, quite late at night and all. I had the police calling me from, I think it was a hospital, but which is about 40 minutes away from me, saying, "Oh, could you come to her flat, please, and stay with her tonight?" And I was trying to explain to the officers, I can't, because if I do that, not only am I putting myself in danger from after when she tried to jump off the cliff, jump off the water upper, but not only that, but the fact where I've gone round her before and to try and calm her down and everything, and then she's gone to sleep, and then we've both gone to sleep, and then I've woken up in the middle of the night, and then she's no longer there, and she's gone off again. What if she does that again? I've got to then do the repeat cycle of calling the police again, haven't I? So I said, no, unfortunately, I can't do that. And then I said, well, can't you not call her family and see if they know, I mean, whether I can sit with her or anything like that? And they said, oh, never mind, we'll think of something. And that was it. That's all I heard. And then I didn't hear anything for at least 2 or 3 days, and then her family got in touch with me saying, have you heard anything from her? And I was like, no, I haven't heard anything. Why is that? Have you not heard anything at all? I said, no, all they heard, I think it was a day or before, then they messaged me saying, they said that they heard from the police had called them saying that there's been a situation over somewhere with her, and they can't disclose what happened, but there's been a situation, and that was it. And then, and it was taking her to a section 316, and that was it. And they've not heard anything for 5 or so days now. Trouble is, you call the police, they can't tell you because it's confidential, and it's the same with 316. They say it's down to her to decide if to tell. Her mental health team have supposedly also withdrawn from her. I do not know what to think of that, if that's the truth, or if she's decided she doesn't want them anymore. We don't know what's going on. All we know from the police, from when we've called the police, they say, oh yeah, she's safe and sound, and then they say, oh, when she's ready, she'll call when she can. It's their exact words, when she can. And it's been 3 or 4 days since that, but we've not heard anything at all. And it just hurt her family. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt me at all. I'm not exactly unattached completely, but I've dropped all feelings. Of course not. I can't drop feelings just like that. But it is quite frustrating, and I just don't know what to do about it. That's not my only, you could say, demon in a way. I've also dealing with a bit of anxiety at the moment, which is not exactly the greatest thing. So I've had to deal with that, unfortunately. Anxiety is not exactly the greatest thing, and a lot of people can joke about it, but I probably couldn't even joke about it more. I get over paranoid over the smallest things. I unfortunately, my emotions have been really weird ever since everything's been going on. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Put it this way: I've thought of things I thought I'd never think of, and that is not a nice thing either. That's a really bad thing. I mean, I've thought of, or maybe it'd be better off if I don't know, drink my thoughts away, or do drugs, take my thoughts away from this. Not that I've done that or anything, or I wouldn't say I'm not close to it, and I'm not saying that I am close to it. It's in the balance line, but I'm at the point where my brain's trying to cause me to consider doing those things, which ain't the greatest thing when like this. But at the moment, I'm got that under control. My main concern at the moment is just a bit of my anxiety, but also her and her family at the moment is concerning. So that's what I remember. I almost lost my life was at the able to destroy car park, and was doing so, and that happening, and as well as also having, so yeah. I've tried doing a GoFundMe page. I'm not going to post it up on the thing box below because I don't know what's going on with her at the moment, so I'm not going to bother putting it in the description box or in the comment box below what's going on with that yet. I really do not know what's going on. So I do not know what's happening with her. I know what's happening, or there's been an update. I'm not going to post anything about that. But that's basically it. It's just that's basically a follow up, and just, but mental health and awareness in a way. I think they need to change it up a little bit with the whole mental health thing a little bit in a way. The fact if someone's over 18 and then they can decide if they can tell. Okay, fair enough. Not tell me. I'm not like getting married to her. I'm not like her husband or anything like that. But at least tell my dad, like, they've spent hours and days sometimes looking for or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's not fair on them. So I don't know. But all I do know is I'm not exactly great. At the moment I'm trying to get back into uni to just try and distract my mind from everything at the moment. I don't know how that's gonna go down. Apart from that, it looks like I'm on a long road of recovery, and everyone says, "Oh, well, you always seem to be on the road of recovery." It's not a case of that. I would say most of last year was pretty alright, to tell you the truth. It wasn't exactly all doom and gloom. And I'm not saying this is all doom now. This is a learning curve. You learn from this and you grow from it. But at the moment, I have to say, hands up, I am struggling a bit. And if that makes me weak, so fucking be it. And sorry for swearing there, but yeah, if it makes me weak, so be it. I'm just trying to be me at the end of the day. I need to try and that it sounds such a cheesy line to say, but I need to rediscover myself at the moment because there's things I can't even simple things I can't do anymore. I can't listen to music without getting over anxious and emotional over it. I can't. I don't look. I can glance at TV and film, but I can't fully watch something. I have to like try and close my eyes or try and pretend to fall asleep while watching something because I cannot. I don't. I, I, I just I don't know. My gut tells me it's not right to enjoy things at the moment. I don't know. It's complicated to explain it. Um, Sometimes I feel like cooking. Like I quite like to cook. Some of you may know that. Some of you may not. Sometimes I feel like it, and sometimes I can't. I can't be asked. So, but at the moment it's 50-50. It all depends on the day-to-day basis. But that's that. Anyway, I'm gonna go because it's been going on for almost 20 minutes. Um, Take care of yourself, guys. I'll try to keep you updated on what's going on if I can and all that. But that's what's been happening. Take care of yourselves, yeah. Peace.